Good afternoon, students. Welcome to this amazing session of biology where we are currently dealing with biomolecules. So we'll have a quick revision of what we have already studied. This chart is about monosaccharides. This chart is about monosaccharides. Monosaccharides, I have already told you what are monosaccharides. Monosaccharides are compounds which cannot be further hydrolyzed or broken down into simpler constituents. Okay, just like disaccharides, for example, we have maltose. Maltose is made up of two monosaccharide units, glucose and glucose. If we hydrolyze or if we try to break down maltose, we get glucose as its simpler constituent. But if we do the same with monosaccharides, it is a hard thing to get a simpler constituents of monosaccharides. If we try to break down monosaccharides, if we further hydrolyze monosaccharides, it is hard to break them into its simpler constituents. So monosaccharides ho gaya. In our monosaccharides, what we did in our previous classes, we dealt with glucose and fructose, their chain structure, open chain structure, ring structure, everything, properties, etc. and etc. Now we'll have a quick look of what exactly are monosaccharides. Monosaccharides, beta, monosaccharides are units, single units, 3 to 7 carbon containing mono units are called monosaccharides. 3 carbon containing monosaccharides comprise triose, example glyceraldehyde. 4 carbon containing are known as tetrose sugar and example is erythrose. 5 carbon containing pentose sugars, example ribose and deoxyribose. 6 carbon containing hexose sugars, example glucose and fructose. 7 carbon containing heptose sugars, example pseudoheptulose. And I have already told you that as per your NEET syllabus, 5 carbon containing and 6 carbon containing are very important. According to your NEET, according to your NCERT, we have already dealt with glucose and fructose. We have already dealt with hexose sugars. सब कुछ किया है हमने. Now we'll study about the pentose sugars, the 5 carbon containing sugar. Examples are ribose, deoxyribose, arabinose. Okay, let's move on to pentose sugars. Pentose sugars are 5 carbon containing sugars. Examples ribose sugar, deoxyribose sugar, arabinose sugar, all these are your pentose sugars. But the two most important compounds as per your NEET syllabus are ribose and deoxyribose. Ribose and deoxyribose. What are these ribose and deoxyribose sugar? We already know, as biology student, we already know that these are one of the constituents which form the nucleotides. What are nucleotides? Nucleotide consists of a sugar, a nitrogenous base and a phosphoric acid. These three comprise the nucleotide, of which the sugars are either ribose sugar or deoxyribose sugar. Ribose sugar, if there is ribose sugar present, what will it ultimately make? This is a constituent of RNA, ribonucleic acid, RNA, and deoxyribose sugar helps to make DNA. This is our genetic material, deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay. Now let's get to their structure. I have already said they are pentose sugars. That means they must contain 5 carbon. Now let's make the ring structure. इनकी ring structure बना लेते हैं. This again consists of a furanose ring. We have already discussed in fructose. Furanose ring means a ring which consists of 4 carbon and 1 oxygen. 4 carbon and 1 oxygen, and since ribose sugar has 5 carbon, we'll number them first. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this ring is made up of 4 carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 oxygen, therefore it is known as a furanose ring. This is a furanose ring. Fifth carbon is out of the ring. Now let's move to the deoxyribose sugar. What structure do we expect here? What structure do we expect here? It also has 5 carbon, and it also consists of a furanose ring. Furanose ring, again 4 carbon and 1 oxygen containing. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Fifth carbon is out of ring. Now this is also a furanose ring. This is also a furanose ring consisting of 4 carbon and 1 oxygen atom. Fifth carbon is out of the ring. Now you all will ask me, then what is the difference between ribose and deoxyribose? If the structures are similar, if both of them contains furanose ring, then what is the difference between ribose and deoxyribose? Now let's look into the matter. Carbon number 1, we are not at all bothered about carbon number 1 in both the sugars. Why? Because carbon number 1 is generally the carbon, or it is the carbon on which nitrogenous base is attached. On carbon number 1, nitrogenous base is attached. Similar thing with deoxyribose sugar. Carbon number 1, nitrogenous base is attached. On carbon number 5, we have a phosphate group or a phosphoric acid attached. On carbon number 5, we have phosphate group or a phosphoric acid attached. Okay. The two utmost carbon positions that we are concerned are carbon number 2 and carbon number 3. Carbon number 2 and carbon number 3. Now let's look what is present on carbon number 2 and carbon number 3 on both the sugars. In ribose, in case of ribose sugar, at carbon number 2, we have a hydrogen and a functional group, the OH or the hydroxyl group. At carbon number 2, we have a hydrogen and hydroxyl. At carbon number 3 also we have a hydrogen and we have a hydroxyl group. Similarly, if you look at the structure of deoxyribose sugar at carbon number 2, here lies the difference. In ribose sugar at carbon number 2, one H and OH was present. Here, no OH, no functional group, no hydroxyl group. We have only hydrogen and hydrogen. Okay, we have only hydrogen and hydrogen. At carbon number 3, we have hydrogen and a hydroxyl group. We have hydrogen and a functional group. So the basic difference lies between the two sugars at their carbon number 2. Carbon number 2 पोजीशन पे आपका डिफरेंस आ रहा है बेटा. कैसे? देखिए, कार्बन नंबर 1 पे दोनों के नाइट्रोजन बेस ऐड थे, सो वी आर नॉट कंसर्न अबाउट कार्बन नंबर 1. कार्बन नंबर 5 पे वी बोथ have like phosphoric acid is attached at carbon number 5. Carbon number 2 and 3, ribose sugar has hydroxyl group, OH group, functional group present at both the positions, that is carbon number 2 and carbon number 3. And if we look at the deoxyribose structure, there is hydrogen and hydrogen, that is there is no the hydroxyl group or the functional group is not present at carbon number 2, whereas it was present at carbon number 2 in case of ribose sugar. But in case of deoxyribose sugar, no hydroxyl group, no functional group is present at carbon number 2, and we have a functional group, a hydroxyl group present at the carbon number 3 position. So the difference lies at the second position, second carbon. If we look at the detailed structure, then we can simply say that ribose has 2 functional groups. Ribose has 2 OH groups. It consists of 2 OH groups. Ribose has 2 hydroxyl groups, whereas deoxyribose has only one. It has only one hydroxyl group. As we can see that the hydroxyl group at the second position has been replaced by a hydrogen or an oxygen has been removed. हम ऐसा कह सकते हैं बेटा कि जिस सेकेंड पोजीशन पे आपके राइबोस के आपके हाइड्रोक्सिल ग्रुप प्रेजेंट थी, in case of deoxyribose the hydroxyl group has been replaced with hydrogen, ये कह सकते हैं, या फिर ये भी कह सकते हैं कि one oxygen has been removed. दोनों में से कुछ भी कह सकते हैं. A hydroxyl group has been replaced by hydrogen or one oxygen has been removed. So this is the basic difference. Now one factual concept. The more the functional group, the more reactive it is, the more reactive the compound. आपका जितना भी functional group increase होता जाएगा ना, the compound will become eventually more reactive and more reactive. But if we compare these two, if we compare ribose and deoxyribose, ribose is obviously more reactive. Ribose has two functional groups, two hydroxyl groups. Therefore, it is more that it has a likability of being more reactive as compared to deoxyribose sugar, because deoxyribose has only one hydroxyl group at second position, at second carbon. It does not have an additional hydroxyl group as similar to ribose sugar. Therefore this is the reason why our genetic material is DNA and not RNA, because beta, we want our genetic material to be stable. We want our genetic material to be stable. And why DNA is stable? Because RNA has two hydroxyl group, two functional groups, and more the functional group, more reactive it is. And DNA, in comparison, that it has deoxyribose sugar, which has presence of only one hydroxyl group, that too at 3 carbon position. At second carbon position, it does not have any hydroxyl group, and therefore the name deoxy. One oxygen is less. Deoxyribose sugar, one oxygen is less. So this is the basic difference between ribose and deoxyribose. I hope everyone has understood the concept and there is no confusion left. So from whatever we have studied, we have understood one thing. If there is one unit present, we term it as monosaccharide. If we have two unit presents, we term it as a disaccharide. Now, if we have 3 to 7 units, we call them as oligosaccharide. तो बेटा इस हिसाब से trisaccharides is also an olisaccharide, because trisaccharide consists of 3 units. तो आपका वो olisaccharide oligosaccharide के कैटेगरी के अंडर ही फॉल करेगा. लेकिन हम जनरली trisaccharide वर्ड we refrain from using it. We generally use oligosaccharides, which means it consists of 3 to 7 units. हम ऐसे भी लिख सकते थे trisaccharide, pentasaccharide, hexasaccharide, but इन टर्म्स को यूज करने के जगह वी यूज अ टर्म oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides are what? They are 3 to 7 units containing compounds which make up oligosaccharides. Okay, now as I've already told you, glycosidic bond is always formed by the elimination of water. So we will see something related to that. Like maltose is a disaccharide which is formed with the combination of one glucose molecule and one glucose molecule. Glucose, formula of glucose, C6H12O6. C6H12O6. Ideally maltose should have been C12H24 and O12, but since we know that during the formation of a glycosidic bond, a molecule of water is eliminated, as it is a dehydration reaction, as it is a dehydration synthesis. Therefore, one molecule of water is eliminated. So the final result that we get is C12H22 and O11, and this is our maltose. After eliminating one water molecule. Okay, I hope things are very clear to you. So from whatever we have studied, we have understood one thing. If there is one unit present, we term it as monosaccharide. If we have two unit presence, we term it as a disaccharide. Now, if we have 3 to 7 units, we call them as oligosaccharide. तो बेटा इस हिसाब से ट्राइसैकेराइड्स इज ऑल्सो एन ऑलीसैकेराइड बिकॉज ट्राइसैकेराइड कंसिस्ट ऑफ 3 यूनिट्स. तो आपका वो ऑलीसैकेराइड ओलिगोसैकेराइड के कैटेगरी के अंडर ही फॉल करेगा. लेकिन हम जनरली ट्राइसैकेराइड वर्ड वी रिफ्रेन फ्रॉम यूजिंग इट. We generally use oligosaccharides, which means it consists of 3 to 7 units. हम ऐसे भी लिख सकते थे ट्राइसैकेराइड, पेंटासैकेराइड, हेक्सासैकेराइड, बट इन टर्म्स को यूज करने के जगह वी यूज अ टर्म oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides are what? They are 3 to 7 units containing compounds which make up oligosaccharides. Okay, now as I've already told you, glycosidic bond is always formed by the elimination of water. So we will see something related to that. Like maltose is a disaccharide which is formed with the combination of one glucose molecule and one glucose molecule. Glucose, formula of glucose C6H12O6. C6H12O6. Ideally maltose should have been C12H24 and O12, but since we know that during the formation of a glycosidic bond a molecule of water is eliminated as it is a dehydration reaction, as it is a dehydration synthesis, therefore one molecule of water is eliminated. So the final result that we get is C12H22 and O11, and this is our maltose. After eliminating one water molecule. Okay, I hope things are very clear to you. Thank you.